From my experience, I've found that it really doesn't matter which area of recruitment you're in, but if you really want to be any good at it, you have to really think of IT recruitment as a mindset, if not a lifestyle in itself. It's not a life-changing concept that I'm throwing your way, but it's just to make sure that you understand that you should really try and dive into it from every angle, especially at the outset when you're starting off in IT recruitment. You've got nothing to lose, and there's an awesome career to gain. So I'm not advocating giving up your identity or your life or your hobbies. I'm just saying that, as with any career, the first 12 months are critical in building up a solid reputation and a really good pipeline of contacts. And so you need to go all out in doing that. If you think of this as a simple administration job, a 9-to-5 job where you're just matching a few pieces of paper to another piece of paper, the likelihood is you are going to fail at this, especially in such a competitive environment as today. What I'm saying is, get into the habit of lead generation and a mindset of networking wherever you go. You need to really be a networking monster. After all, you could bump into a Jedi Java developer at a barbecue, or see a contractor reading a book on agile development on the tube. She's going on a spate of interviews, and maybe it's a person you need to give your card to. So all I'm saying is, take a little time out at home, in a quiet, relaxing place at the end of every weekend, just to think about the business and the brand called you. Think about what worked for you last week, and what you could do to improve the impact of brand you next week. Don't think about your job as you walk into the office, and don't start firefighting and trying to solve problems just when you land at your desk on a Monday morning, frantic from the run-up from the tube station. Prepare ahead. The creative answers will often come from nowhere whilst you're sitting in your garden or going out for a walk. So you need to be thinking about your career on a daily basis, on the weekend, in the serenity of your home where there is some deep thinking going on. Here you can strategize and tweak brand you. How are you speaking? What is the terminology you're using? And how can you sound better this week? The workplace is where you execute the plan, not where you actually do the thinking and strategizing. After all, there has never been a generation of recruiter as fortunate as you. I mean, look at all the free tools at your disposal, from YouTube to Wikipedia to TED Talks. You can absorb knowledge literally wherever and whenever you are. Possibly you're doing it now with this training course. So absorb. Leaders are readers. Read or listen on Audible. Biographies about IT rock stars. There are plenty of them. They are amongst the richest people this planet has ever seen. Watch documentaries on Netflix about them. Make a YouTube playlist around this. We've all heard of Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. But you need to know about Linus Torvalds, Larry Ellison, Larry Page, Dennis Ritchie. So watch TED Talks. They'll get you hooked on technology, design, and the love of learning. When you study these lives in more detail, you'll understand the persona behind the icons. See, I don't know who you are at the moment, but I can pretty much guarantee this, that you have no idea of what the word commitment means until you read about the life of someone like Larry Ellison or Elon Musk. And frankly, even more impressive from a perspective of commitment, the role of women in technology from the very start. The overwhelming obstacles that women had to overcome in terms of making their impact in technology from the very beginning. Read books like Women in Tech, and even watch films like Hidden Figures, and you'll see the whole trajectory of technology in a totally new light. And you won't really appreciate what meticulous attention to detail is all about until you read the life of Steve Jobs. After I read Elon Musk's biography, I just saw the universe slightly differently. Note to self: must save the human race. Think Mars. PS. We'll need to create reusable rockets that land in reverse if we're going to do this again and again. PPS. The car industry could do with a bit of that shake-up too. Why do we use oil? Why aren't we using that great big fusion reactor in the sky for power? Who thinks like that? You will see how they think, you will appreciate the sort of people they are, and you will understand the motivation and the incentives behind most of the new technologies that came out. Why am I recommending these documentaries and books and newsletters? Because you are about to mix it with an IT candidate. And he or she doesn't think of IT as a job, they too live the life of IT consultant as a lifestyle, and of course some as a religion. Their heroes are from within IT. Their life philosophies often stem from their heroes. You see, to them, each IT company, IBM, Microsoft, Apple, Google, well, they all have their own distinct personality. And they hold very strong views about each company, its founders, and its products. An IT candidate's CV is actually a narrative about the heroes they admire. The technologies they play with are a direct reflection of the artiste they worship. And they just paint every day using the palettes of their own chosen old master. So who the hell are you to just walk into their lives, demanding to take control of the trajectory of their career, if you haven't got a clue about what makes them tick? You see, you need to get on their wavelength too. Conversely, say one simple thing that makes them realize you're one of them. You know where they're at. You like the same stuff they like. Mention one critical name from their sphere of influence. Mention something about a TED Talk that has gone viral. Slide in one piece of tech headline that relates to their technologies, which you may have read of that morning, and you will see their eyes light up with a passion. And they will truly remember you as the consultant to keep in touch with. Enjoy the rest of the platform.